Fox News military analyst General Jack Keane. General, your thoughts on the U.S. testing this new anti-missile system?
Yeah, this is something we've been working on for some time. What it's designed to do is to shoot down an intercontinental ballistic missile. They won't exactly be testing against that capability today, but something that approximates the same speed. We have three kinds of missiles. Short range, people probably recognize it as the Patriot missile defense system. Medium range defense, that's the THAAD system that we just put into Korea. And this is designed for, obviously, intercontinental, is as the name applies. It goes from one continent to another. It goes out of space. It comes back and re-enters the system. This missile system, we've fired it 17 times, and we've shot it down 9 times. So we've had some issues with it, although the last times it has been successful. This is our last line of defense. I mean, frankly, what General Mattis is thinking in his head is he would never wait for this. If he knew that Korea was going to launch ballistic missiles that were nuclearized, he would have to conduct a preemptive attack on North Korea. And that is the war that he's talking about that is catastrophic. We're also working on cyber attack, and you've seen some of the benefits of that with missiles not being able to be flown successfully. And we've got a laser system that we're trying to use, and we've tested, that takes out a missile as it's in the boost phase. In other words, just as it's launching off the pad, the laser would attack it. So that's kind of where we are in missile defense.
And listening to the Secretary of Defense talk about our capabilities, he was keeping things close to his vest. He didn't want to talk about everything that we have at our hands at this point, and anything that might be under development, which is wise.
Well, what we have is enormous capability that the United States possesses. And clearly, our problem is this. I mean, most of our adversaries are just dealing with a specific region, and we deal with global threats, multidimensional threats. And we're dealing with ISIS, we're dealing with North Korea, we're dealing with Iran, we're dealing with Russia's aggression. So these are multiple threats, and every one of them, frankly, is quite different. So we have to have a broad spectrum of capability. But the war that he is concerned about, that's a real threat to us. And we've got to get China to stand down the North Korea's ballistic missile program and nuclear program. That is where we're putting most of our effort right now.
And you mentioned China, but with the THAAD, the medium-range missile defense system that you mentioned that we have been installing in South Korea, China has been opposed to that and pushing back against that and actually going after, putting pressure on South Korea to prevent the installation of that system. So China is not on board in terms of our stance on North Korea.
Yeah, China doesn't want that system employed because the radar on it is very sophisticated, and its detection capability would give us the opportunity to see some things that are taking place in China that they don't want us to see. So that's kind of what their issue there. But you're right. I mean, we have to be very clear-eyed in dealing with China here. I mean, it is China that permitted North Korea to have nuclear weapons in the first place. It is China that tolerated the ballistic missile program that they're testing right now that's got us all concerned. So China has given President Trump some measure of confidence that they intend to do something about it. We'll have to see, and I think we need a healthy dose of skepticism when it comes to China.